Hey, everybody. I am a certified financial planner, and as a certified financial planner, one of the biggest questions I get asked by retirees, how much can I count on Social Security for? Specifically, is Social Security enough to live on all by itself? Most people realize it's not ideal for Social Security to be your only source of retirement income, but can it be enough if you plan correctly? So I'm here to address that question. It's a more complicated answer than just a yes or no. Before we dive in, please take a minute and check out the link you see on your screen. You get 10 free stock picks right now from the Motley Fool. They're my sponsor, and this is the best way to support this work I am doing on YouTube. Again, fool.com/Frankel. And please click subscribe to my channel if you don't already. I cover Social Security very often, so be sure to keep up with all of my latest content. All right, so we're going to dive right in. So, can retirees live on Social Security alone? The short answer is it depends. Um, just some general information. Social Security is designed to replace 40% of the average person's pre-retirement income. So, I mean, just to get started, ask if you could live on 40% of your salary. For a lot of people, the answer is no. But for a lot of people, Social Security can replace more than 40% of your salary. That's especially true in married couples, where one person works and one person doesn't. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. So, but one thing to know is that the Social Security formula is weighted towards lower earners, and as I just kind of mentioned, toward married couples where one person worked and one was maybe a stay-at-home parent. And there are a lot of moving parts to consider. So let's get right into it. Here's just the average, just to kind of let you know what the average person gets from Social Security. The overall average Social Security benefit right now is $1,834.43, which translates to a little over $22,000 a year. For retired workers, there are a bunch of different kinds of Social Security beneficiaries. You can see some of them right there. Spousal benefits, survivors benefits, disability benefits. But if you're just looking at retired workers, the average person gets $1,975.34 a month. That is $23,704 per year from Social Security. So when you're saying, can the average person live off of Social Security alone? That's the money you're talking about. And for a lot of people, the answer is no. But there's a lot you can do about it if you're, say, 10, 15, 20 years away from retirement and want Social Security to really, max out. So speaking of maximum, just for some context, how much can you get from Social Security? The most someone who reaches full retirement age in 2025 and starts collecting Social Security can get is $4,018 per month. That is $48,216 per year. At age 62, which is the earliest you can collect, the maximum goes down is a lot lower, $2,831. And at age 70, which is the longest you can wait, if someone who turns 70 in 2025 and starts collecting Social Security can get $5,108 per month potentially, which is $61,296 a year. Now, all of a sudden, these numbers don't look that far-fetched to live off of. It's very tough to get the maximum. You need to earn more than the Social Security taxable maximum in 35 different years. You have to wait till 70. There's a lot of things that need to go a certain way. But the point is that there's a lot of room between the average benefit that we showed on the previous slide and the maximum benefit. So there's a lot more you could potentially get, if you wait to claim and things like that. So real quick, how Social Security is calculated, just so you know, the more you know about how Social Security works, the better position you're going to be in to maximize your own Social Security and plan accordingly. So your primary insurance amount, or PIA, is also what's known as your full Social Security benefit. This is the amount you would get if you waited to claim at exactly your full retirement age. So the Social Security Administration takes your 35 highest earning years, indexes them for inflation, because obviously what you earned in 1990 is not the same as $2025, and it uses them to calculate a monthly lifetime average. So this monthly average, or your average indexed monthly earnings, or AIME, is applied to a formula, and you can see it right there. I'm not going to make this too mathematical, But this is what I was talking about when I said it's very weighted toward lower income. The Social Security formula is 90% of the first $1,226, but then for higher amounts, it drops down to 32% of what you earned and eventually 15% of what you earn. I mentioned the average person gets about 40% of their income replaced. And if you kind of blend those three percentages together, you can kind of see where that 40% figure came from. So, of course, if you claim retirement before or after your full retirement age, it will be different. If you claim before full retirement age, it will be reduced by those percentages. So 6 2/3% per year for up to 3 years before full retirement age, and an additional 5% per year beyond 3 years up until the maximum earliest age of 62. So the short version of that, if your full retirement age is 67, like most people watching this that's the case, and you claim at 62, your benefit can be permanently reduced by 30% if you add all that together for 5 years before your full retirement age. But if you delay Social Security, your benefit will grow by 8% per year until as late as age 70. So if your full retirement age is 67, you wait till 70, that's a 24% increase for waiting 3 years. Now, of course, waiting till 70 is not the right move for everyone. I'm not saying anything close to that. But if you're trying to max out Social Security and make it really like so you can just live off of it, that's one way to do it. So here's just one example of how Social Security could replace more than 40% of your income. So let's say that your average earnings, your AIME, was $50,000 a year for your 35 highest earning years, and that comes to $4,167 per month. So using our Social Security formula that we had on the other slide, that would translate to 90% of the first 1,226 and 32% of the rest. You're not in that high 15% bracket because of your income. But those are the two multipliers that would be applied, and that would give you a total at full retirement age of $2,044.52 per month. So pretty solid benefit right there. Replaces about half of your pre-retirement income. But let's say you decide to wait until age 70. That would add 24% to your benefit, which would make your monthly benefit $2,535 a month. And remember, your average earnings throughout your career were a little over $4,100. So in this case, Social Security would replace 61% of your pre-retirement income. A lot of people could live on that. That could be even more in cases where one spouse didn't really work very much and is entitled to a spousal benefit under the higher earners work record. And that would provide even more income. I have another video on my channel about spousal benefits, so check it out. There's a whole playlist on there, by the way, called the Social Security Knowledge Center. So be sure to check that out. So the bottom line is that it is possible. It's not ideal, but it is possible to live on Social Security alone. And in some cases, you can replace a surprising amount of your income with Social Security than with other situations. So if you're curious about how much you could get just based on your actual work record, how much it would relate to what you're making now, you can get an estimate of your future benefits at www.ssa.gov. Create an account if you don't have one already. Even if not for this purpose, it's a great idea to check your Social Security statement every so often. It's issued every year. You can make sure that the Social Security Administration has your earnings correct on there. You don't have any missing earnings because that'll hurt your benefit. It'll tell you things like Medicare eligibility. It'll tell you Social Security disability eligibility, what your survivors could get if something were to happen to you. A lot of great information on there, so highly suggest heading over there and checking it out. Hopefully you found that informative. Please leave me any questions you have. I love talking about Social Security, so I'll do my best to answer any questions individually. Remember to click subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investments. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market more than 5 times. Go to fool.com/Frankel to get your 10 stock picks now. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor returns are 914% as of January 7th, 2025, and are measured against the S&P 500 returns of 174% as of January 7th, 2025.